Towards the end of the show, y'all know what it is. Hey, what's going on? I don't know if
Oh,
y'all heard that, but hey, it's your boy Sincere. Yo, we're running a little bit late. Blame it on me. On my single dad duty thing today. Wifey's out of town for the week. She comes back tomorrow, so I had to finish cooking for the kids and get that together. So, family first. This is second. Anywho, uh, as I stated, I am Sincere. We have the young Stack Jackson. I see Sin, huh? Sin, S-I-N, and change
change
it.
the spelling every time. Every single time.
I can't wait till you run out of possibilities. It ain't gonna take long.
It's slim. It's slim right now. I think that's the last variant that I could think of.
And then of course we got the normal guy.
I'm him. Permission slip. How y'all doing? Did you miss me?
And we're missing Brian this week, but he has some work related business. So we're gonna try to hold it down still and have fun. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I got a couple folks already in here. So what's good with you? Give us a shout out. Of course, we're gonna talk about accountability. So I had an individual reach out to me that wanted me to discuss accountability. Oh, that's what I needed to find. That I won't even show that yet, but I gotta find this other video. We're gonna show some videos, quick stuff, nothing major. Not gonna let a bunch of the stuff go, but it's all about accountability, and we'll discuss each scenario, situation, and our thoughts in regards to, what we think. That's why y'all here. So let me see which one I want to show first, real quick here. So dang, this one kind of sucks because you can barely read this one. It's better on my phone.
You can read it to him.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to because it's it's unfortunate. It doesn't look right on the Facebook reel on the laptop for whatever reason. It's merging words because whoever wrote over it, it's also covering up the. Let me see if I can expand it any different way or something, and I cannot. So we'll leave that one alone. Let me look at this other one real quick here. Well, one we'll start with, and I'll let this play. We're not gonna play this whole thing. This is Dr. Dr. Umar and his many opinions. Some folks like him, some don't. I don't always agree with the brother. What's up, Carl? Whatever, man. Doing really. I was prepped before.
Okay.
Just didn't know it was gonna mess up. Anywho, so I'm gonna share this real quick, and then I'm gonna grab this other thing that I was trying to show as well. Here we are. So basically, this is a snippet from last month when Dr. Umar basically had his opinion on Black men being our responsibility. We're held accountable for women, Black women more so. He's referencing being masculine. So if you haven't seen it, which many of you may have, may not have, I don't know, but I'm gonna share it. So let's do that real quick.
Or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Black men, as the leaders of the community, now
we can't be leaders.
Here's the question we got to make.
That.
Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make, feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay.
It's an argument that says, I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fall back. and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's not what we're making excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I work too hard in my life.
Back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that? And, she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Dr. Umar,
men supposed to make the raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? Now, I mean, he's a great father.
I ain't talking about that's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
We're being
talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take it.
It's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck.
All right, so I'm gonna stop that right there, and we can address this because I mean, there's a lot involved in that. I mean, there's a whole lot that's wrapped up in that whole podcast with everything that was being stated. Who want to go first? And just, I mean, because we can discuss. He brought up multiple things in that little short snip that we had. Scott, you're dumb. They clone Pookie and Ray Ray though.
Yeah.
But so you did have a video too I was gonna bring up. I didn't grab it, but shoot. Rock Solid, if you want to jump on, you can jump on. We down a person right now. But yeah, so he touched on two things. He touched on basically women basically being masculine, and it's the men's fault for allowing them to be or making them to be masculine. For those that maybe didn't watch more of that episode, he kind of went on to say that us men not stepping up to the plate and so on and so forth, not keeping them from having to do the things that they need that need to be done in the household, and them having to take over male roles and so on and so forth is the black man's fault. And of course, he also talked about the raising of the black men, black children, and black young boys, basically, is what he touched on. And that's also allegedly the black men's fault if we're not out in the community trying to reach out to somebody else bad kids and teach them how to be good kids. But yeah. So who want to go first on that while I look for this other video?
I already taking deep breaths. He prepped. He ready.
Nah, man, it's just you listen to all of this stuff. When somebody says that, you discrediting the men that are actually doing it, like the families that are actually built. But those are not the ones that are publicized. The ones that are publicized, it's only negative news makes news. So 3 men right here, all family men, all raising their kids. That won't make the move. What won't make the news? What'll make the news is somebody out there acting a fool, right? So Dr. Umar points to, all right, it's the black man. We're the reason why. Not taking into account other factors and other variables that have happened systemically that have basically separated the male from the black household. It was proven in the 60s, the 1960s, where the agenda was to break up the black family. That was
so
the point.
I don't mean to step on your toes, but like, even if that's the case, the stats don't match the narrative. Why we're present at a higher rate than everybody else. So when we're having conversations about men not being present in the home, like, we are present in the home. The narrative is from a previous generation, and we're trying to carry that over and make excuses for what's happening currently. right? And then if we're going to talk about the children, like we have to be talking about those fathers, but we need to talk about those fathers as what they are, the negative minority that the majority of women are choosing to procreate with. Since the vast majority of us are neither married or have children, they're all screwing the same trash dude, right? It's who you aspire to catch early in the game. I know the bad boy is exciting early. You don't really want to get into a good dude till later on in life. That's cool. And by the time you get to a point where you recognize that, it might be too late in the game and you've already ruined or started the process of ruining the lives of whatever young people that live in your house are. And we don't have enough conversation about that, right? If you aspire to be a mom or you feel like you don't need a guy, cool. It's a selfish point of view because you're only worried about yourself and not necessarily the impact when you know that the outcomes are going to be negative if you find yourself in that situation, but you wanted to screw raw. And the common comeback is going to be, he wanted to do that too. True, but you knew who and what he was before you did that. You knew he didn't have no money when he did that. You knew he had several baby mamas when he did that. You knew that he had a criminal record when he did that, which was going to make everything else later on in life much harder for him to do for you and or that child. You made conscious decisions and you act like you didn't foresee the outcome when it's fairly evident.
I wouldn't even say you act like you didn't see the outcome. You knew the outcome, but you were proficiently feeling like you were the one that can change it. The self-appointed power, the power of self right now is at an all-time highs. We see it every day. We see women saying, I can raise a man, I can raise a son, I can do anything, I'm every woman, all that stuff. And you can raise a son, but I'm gonna tell you from a single parent household, from a young man that's raised by a woman, I wasn't raised to be a flat out leader of my household. I was raised to be that replacement male that my mom wanted, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to anybody?
Oh, no, it makes perfect sense. They raised the dude that they wish they had, but the dude that they raise grows up to be the men that they hate.
So now we're dealing with early 20s. I'm out there having the ball, because you're just trying to find yourself in the world, do that stuff without knowing those intangible things that make you a man, those building blocks that make you the leader of your family. So it's a combination of things. If we're going to hold ourselves accountable for it, we got to know that it's everybody being accountable. It's not just one side of the party that needs to be held accountable, but the catch-22 to it all is that we're the only ones that it gets plastered on that need to be accountable. Men are the only one that have to know that they're accountable. If a woman is told that she needs to be accountable, it's okay, babe. You can do this in your future, in your next relationship, and the next time. Whereas with us, it's like, yo, you need to change that right now. You ain't gonna change it right now. You're destined to fail type stuff. And that's what I feel like I'm not a fan of Dr. Umar, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really G with him, but that's what
he's a Baptist preacher preaching a different message. And he good too.
Yeah.
It's all the same tips and tricks. It's all the same. Like, I spent a lifetime as a musician watching preachers do this. Like, he's got it down by the numbers. He's just not saying Jesus. No, I'm not joking. Listen to him talk.
But that's the thing about it. We know you're not joking.
I'm dead serious.
I know we're gonna get a video later that's gonna prove it too.
Of course. So what's funny is you kind of touched on one of the other videos that had to do with accountability. So I guess I probably should have showed all the videos at once, since it's kind of crossing over each other. So what I'm gonna do real quick before we keep diving too far into this, I'm gonna read this other post. Actually, I could probably still play it, but nope, I cut it off. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this other one, which Carl was when he mentioned about, I'm sure we've seen this one as well in regards to accountability, and they were talking about women in this portion, and y'all kind of touched on this as well. So I'll share this one real quick too when it comes to accountability. Nope, wrong one. Doggone it.
Yep. Wonder what caused that.
Whatever. Shut up.
You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me.
Hey. You know what? It's all good. Here it is. Clicked on the wrong one. Not messing with you right now.
Well, y'all talk about us, ladies. I do. Y'all say we not. Y'all say we not smart. Y'all say we not smooth. So how do these that's not smart, not smooth, not keep finessing you? How? If it's not you, how do that's not smart? How do that don't got, don't do, don't give you? How they keep getting over on you? Who is it? If it's not smart, if we got no game, if we don't know how to cheat, who is it? Like I'm not trying to be rude. I'm saying y'all not vetting these, bruh.
Who the
y'all
think
do
you
invest.
Are?
You let him tell you he got some plans for you, and you start investing immediately. Y'all don't require no type of evidence. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, who was you before you got here? What do you provide yourself? Do you feel safe in your own skin?
Hey,
like, what does that? Y'all don't have none of these answers from nobody, and then y'all come back outside and talk about it's a shortage. Beloved, you never had the answers to the test.
All right, so that was another one there, and then I'm gonna read this one. This was the one I was gonna try to show, unfortunately, but on the video on here, it covers it all up. I don't know why it does that. Even when you're not showing see more. So this one basically was stating relationships are harder now because conversations that need to be had become text messages, arguments become phone calls to other people, feelings become social media status updates, and yesterday's fights ruins today's communication. So we can discuss that later too, because that all, of course, comes back to accountability. As well, and then I want to grab one other video, and then we can take off.
All right.
Shut up.
I can't even agree with you, bro.
To the moon.
I don't even know if that was an agreement there. I know what you're doing. I know what you're on. All right, so this will be the. I ain't messing with you, man. All right, hold on. Let me share this last one real quick. Because this last one is the video that I was actually asked to show by a party, which kind of got us on the whole. And it's spin. Okay, now it's ready. The whole. No, I'm not going to show this whole video.
But, you know, they aren't supposed to be here.
What do you mean they're not supposed to be here?
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I met a few women within my lifetime, and you know, they just decided to keep the kids, and I ain't want them. So technically, I got 7 kids, but in actuality, I don't.
And you're proud of this?
No, ain't nothing to be proud of. That's just how the goddamn dice roll.
So you have 7 kids, and I mean, I'm assuming you don't take care of them.
Oh no, of course not.
And that makes sense to you?
No, that make a lot of sense.
Tell me why.
They aren't supposed to be here. I gave an option. So I can read this mistake that we both made. All for Plan B, all for abortions, and women gonna do what they do. I can't control their body, so they decided.
Why did you go through that 7 times? Why didn't you switch up after the first or second time?
I was an immature child at the time. You feel me? Not even child. I was just an immature.
All right. So that was one of the main videos I was sent. and asked to discuss. Let me see. But the we briefly kind of talked about it. There's not a whole lot that we really needed to touch on with that, but for me, I felt like it's an accountability piece on both ends.
He's absolutely accountable.
Yeah. I mean, there's accountability piece on both ends.
He is taking 100% accountability of what he did, what his choices were, and the consequences. Now, is that the choice that people want to hear him say? No. But at no point is he shirking any of those responsibilities other than the financial ones. And he's telling people up front, like how he gets a 7. It's back to what I'm saying. Like, how does that dude get to 7? And I've seen this play out like way too many times to have any sort of sympathy. If he has one kid he don't take care of, and you have a kid with him, why do you think he's gonna be different? If he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, and he don't take care of them, what makes you special? Their coochie was good enough to skeet in too. Ain't nothing changed. You think that's gonna make it different? If you not where he at, he's not associating with that kid. Like, what are we doing? We're talking about accountability, and I'm dumbfounded. That kind of dude doesn't surprise anybody. He fly like all the time. Like, did you see how casually he said, "Got 7 kids, but they ain't supposed to be here"? And that's not his first time making that statement. He didn't stumble over it. This is part of his script.
He said it when he was talking to him.
Yeah.
When he talked to the female to numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7, he told them, "Yeah, well, I got some out. They out there."
Listen, I'm giving a pass to the first one and the second one. Everybody after that, you dumb as hell. It's like Future's kids, or Nick Cannon's kids, or whoever else's kids.
Nick playing his though. Nick planning his though.
No. You don't understand what I'm saying.
I don't believe that.
Whatever is happening is going to continue to happen. If that ain't a pattern, patterns don't exist. So if he takes care of his kids, you can be pretty sure he's at least going to attempt to continue to take care of his kids. But if you are a lifetime deadbeat of your children's lifetime, obviously, but if you are a perpetual deadbeat and you get to girl 6, any of the idiot, who is that NBA young boy with a gajillion children? Like you want to be the next baby mom? That's what you get. I don't feel bad for you at all. That's what you get. Stupid, terrible coochie management, bad decision making, lack of forethought, all of it.
I feel like if we're trying to hold him what are we trying to hold him accountable for, man? Like that's the population of dudes.
That's the answer.
I mean, that's in essence
not pulling out.
That's the
only, you can hold him accountable. Why you ain't pull out?
Only thing I tell dude is like, at this point, bro, you got 7 out there. You might as well go ahead and get snip clipped or wear a rubber, man. Because what are we holding him accountable for at this point? He chose that path.
So
and he on a dating show, so he not finna change. He's letting them know from jump. He let the nation know I ain't pulling out of nothing, and I'm not taking care of these kids.
Well, he did say, which is funny. If you go and watch if you want to see the whole thing, I can post a link. Just say something in the comments. He actually did finish up on there, and he said he does want kids.
Stop it. You are as stupid as the girl who's gonna listen to that. No. Normally, I'm real respectful. You dumb as hell too. Think about this. This man just told you he got 7 he don't take care of, and he said, "I do want children," as if the ones that exist don't.
Hey, now
if you hung on to that, you and the girl he finna convince both dumb as hell. Ain't no way.
I'm gonna show you this because Stephanie is actually the one that asked me to talk about it. She says that in the comments, when say he does not tell them they are unaware. So I guess my question for that would be, do we know if those clearly are the baby mamas that's saying that, or
bro, he told the entire interwebs. He told all black people when he did it on that show.
Yeah, well, he everybody
told all black people, and you think he didn't tell them?
Yeah.
He got on Beyonce's internet, man.
So I'm gonna
it's
say
Keke
this.
Palmer's this week.
It's Kiki's, okay. Kiki's
Yeah.
he
I'm gonna
told
say
you.
this. So we mentioned about accountability. Does what accountability he has? Well, technically, don't look shocked. They both have some accountability in what they were doing. I'm gonna say
He said that.
yeah.
Universal accountability. You have accountability for self. I have an accountability that I need to partition my wing a certain way so I don't have 7 kids. He doesn't care.
Partition.
Yeah, well, yeah, he does. He doesn't. And I don't think that he's actually taking. I mean,
I caught what you said.
Let's say this: he's definitely not taking accountability at all.
Wow.
Because he keeps smashing chicks raw, knowing full well he don't want kids, and he's skeeting in them.
But he's saying it.
No, regardless if he's saying it or not, though,
You want to change behavior. That's different from accountability.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he know what he's doing.
Exactly.
7 times.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Nope. I got you. Go ahead.
If he says he does not want kids, then he need to stop skeeting in chicks raw. He need to stop going up in them raw, and he need to stop skeeting at them. That's number one. That's where I talk about the accounting piece on him. What if he told them that he didn't want to have kids? Okay, that I'm gonna get to that on their part.
Merriam-Webster. Nope. Merriam-Webster says the meaning of accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Did he not? Did he not account for his actions?
He ain't taking no responsibility for it.
No, you said accountability. That's a different word.
I'm sorry. In your definition, you mentioned.
No, don't talk about me. Talk about.
No, I'm talking. Hey, look.
Definition professional.
I was called you your other name. Now, dang it. Hey, look. I am normally the one that goes to definitions. If you're gonna come with definitions, don't allow one of those words that I'm trying to make sure he's doing. Responsibility, sir, was something that you read in the definition for accountability.
Responsibility for his actions. He didn't say it was nobody else's fault. He's not blaming anybody but himself.
He's not taking responsibility for his action, or he wouldn't have 7 kids.
What you mean? He's not changing his pattern, but he's accepting. I skeeted off in her, therefore I made 7 children that I didn't want. Therefore, I do not take care of them.
I want to hear what Will say.
What he did say in the video. I don't think we got to the. I don't think we watched the entire video. What he did say was he told them, as shitty as this is, I don't want to get crucified on Keke Palmer / Beyonce's internet for saying this. But as terrible as offering up a plan B or abortion or anything of that nature is, he stated that he said that to these women. If you make that statement to a woman, I've never made it. I've just never made it, so I don't know the feeling behind it. But I'm thinking he doesn't want the responsibility of it, and in that action, isn't that action him saying, "Yo, I'm not ready for this. I don't want this responsibility." Isn't that being
specifically with you?
Huh?
Specifically with her?
Yeah, specifically with that. With let's say number 3 of 7. Let's say this. So she like as backwards and trash as it sounds. He's showing a level of responsibility by saying, I don't want this responsibility.
And offering plan Bs.
Let me ask you this.
He's trying to eliminate the possibility of more children. They're choosing otherwise.
Let me ask you this, Sincere. Your doctor tells you, hey, man, you need to cut out the steaks. A responsible human being would be like, yes, sir. I'm done with steaks. But you ain't going to be done with steaks. You're going to keep on going back to that well. Keep going back to that well.
Man, you said, and so I don't know if you're in agreement with me or this guy.
Me?
Well, because by what you just said, the responsibility piece of it.
The responsibility is you can say it. I can say that, yo, okay, doc, I don't need the steak. But that alone doesn't dictate 100% of it. To flat out live the definition of what was just read. He has taken accountability. His accountability is saying, hey, I messed up. It was on me. The responsibility part of it, the responsibility is different by definition of person. A responsible person would tell you if they can't handle it. A responsible human being will tell you if they can't handle a situation. Am I wrong?
I hate to say this, bro. He did everything you're supposed to do to not be in the situation that he's in.
No, he didn't.
Stay with me.
No, he didn't. Hold on.
No. You make
the initial on that because that was a lie from the statement is a lie.
It's not. You make the initial mistake.
No.
Right? Or I mean, you perform the initial action and then you go, hey, I don't want this kid. And then you say, I will financially create a situation in which this kid doesn't have to happen. And then it's the choice after that point belongs to the other individual. All the choices he could make to make it not happen have already happened. First off, we are not in church, sir.
I'm waiting patiently.
All right, smam.
Whatever. Anywho, I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna show the comments because Carl said, "Would you rob a bank if you could keep getting away with it? Are the police going to expect you to stop, or would the bank take different measures so the robberies don't keep occurring?" I get where you're going there. He says exactly this situation metaphorically. And then Stephanie said 2 women in the comments said they dated him and he never told them he didn't want kids or had others. All right. So did
they talk about getting offered Plan Bs in abortions? Because if either of those statements were made, I don't want kids, specifically with you.
All right. So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Before I even go, because I have a rebuttal to what you said.
All right.
Shut up. Now listen. So you mentioned whose responsibility typically, and we'll say society or in general, whose responsibility is it typically to have protection on them before having sex?
What?
Whose responsibility?
Flat answer. Who's responsible for providing contraceptive?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I have to say the whole statement, so please don't interrupt me. I was a whore that associated with whores, so everybody.
Wow. All right.
You want me to lie?
Well, no. Okay, and this is the thing. That answer works with what I'm still going to say, because if you say everybody, that means the expectation is for the man and the woman to have it readily available if they want to participate. All right. So, and Stephanie, I see your comment. You mentioned men and we're the keepers of the sperm. I hear you, but I am in 100% agreement with Mr. Permission Slip. So therefore, that would mean that if he was not wearing a condom, because he has the choice to put it on his meat, he did not take every opportunity to prevent a kid from happening. He took a chance to see what was going to happen. And if the brother got 7 kids, he ain't taking no accountability. He's telling us,
well, stop using that word.
Look, you also mentioned the same thing. Now go ahead and look up the definition for what was argued about earlier, okay? And then we can talk.
So you couldn't remember the word?
I was like, let's get the word out. Let's get the word out. Come on.
Look,
responsibility is what
I ain't messing with y'all right now, okay? I was gonna get there. Anywho, but he still is responsible for his meat. You said they're both responsible. These are your words.
Okay,
They're
cool.
both
Responsibility, the state or fact of having the duty to deal with something or having control over someone, right? Having
he has
to deal with
control.
something. He attempted to deal with it. Get this Plan B or this abortion.
He could have wore a condom. If he would have worn a condom, would this be a problem?
Hold, potentially. Number one. Number two.
Did you say hold?
No. Yeah, hold on. If we're talking about this conversation, the responsibility is equal at the beginning. He ain't wearing it, she ain't make him. You agree?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now he goes, we both made a poor choice. I definitely shot up the club.
But I have no argument to that.
And then he goes, I'm going to give you more than one option to make this not a lifelong issue. And woman 2 through 7 said, nope, I'm doing it anyway. And that's what you get.
But it goes back to my point though. You can't negate the fact that they both had a responsibility. He chose to not be responsible and wear a condom.
Initially, sure.
Okay, let me ask this then. Let's just be real. Okay.
I'm right here.
How often have you decided to just go raw in a chick that you knew? You ain't got to give us numbers.
I'm not a club shooter-upper.
Well, but you didn't want kids.
And hence me not being a club shooter-upper.
Okay, but did you want kids?
No.
You wild.
I'm just saying I'm not a club shooter-upper, and I ask questions. Hey, what we doing? What's happening? What's going on over there? All right, let me see that paperwork. All right, cool. And then also, are we on birth control? Let me see it. That's my background. You're not finna fool me.
Okay.
So I minimize the possibility of there being shit on the back end.
I mean,
there's still a chance.
Yeah.
But I try to minimize it.
But the whole point that I'm trying to make here is he should have. If you don't want kids, if I don't want to die of heart disease or any kind of other crazy stuff or alcoholism, I'm not gonna keep drinking myself and getting drunk if I don't want to die from that. That is my responsibility for myself and my choice.
You can if it never impacts your kidneys.
Dude, you
keep you're missing the point. He's not dealing with any of these consequences. So if you use the excuse of alcoholism, he's not having the health issues because it never bothers him because he don't associate with them at all. I'm not taking care of nobody. It's not hitting my paycheck. He's not dealing with that.
I get that. You're talking about the aftermath. That would have been a way to prevent from even having to be a deadbeat now. Yes or no?
Say that again.
I said, if he would have simply worn a condom.
Sounds like we're still talking about the dude when a woman made 2 choices to continue on a pathway, and he made 1 choice, and then his second choice was to stop the pathway.
But had he made the right first choice, there wouldn't be a conversation.
We're saying this is. I don't understand how this is a one-sided thing. Like we're talking about responsibility, and you're going smooth with how society sees it. He should have worn a condom. They didn't wear a condom. What happens next?
No, I'm again. Only reason we're still talking about it is because you're hung up on my part of telling him what he should have been accountable for.
We agreed on that.
She is also equally accountable. Just like women are always accountable. I was going to get to that. I'm just trying to prove the point that he also, regardless of, you don't need a second and third choice. Like they say, measure twice, cut once. He should have made a better conscious decision when you don't want to have kids.
Let's throw should have in the trash. He did not. She did not. Now we got consequences. And his choice was to eliminate the negative consequences. Her choice was to perpetuate the negative consequences. And now they're mad at him for having 7 kids when he tried to eliminate that possibility. And the women made the choice to perpetuate it. We can call people deadbeats, but if people are telling you what they are and what they want on the front end, and your choice is to continue down that pathway, assuming that you will be alone, you're fucking dumb. He's not as much of a deadbeat as you are stupid. No, for real. It's like if you marry a whore and she cheats, being a whore, you're dumb. That was always a possibility. It was always likely.
That's
I'm
true.
supposed to say that part.
Nah, you right. Mama always said, "How you get him is how you gonna lose him."
And you got him shooting up the club and telling you he don't want it. So
I would say just accountability wise, there's not much you can tell somebody who's at that level. Like,
he's accountable. He's just not responsible.
I'm sitting there looking at these comments.
What they say?
Stephanie said that's why Kendra told everyone, if you didn't know, now you know, stay away. And she made him a highlight because he admitted he don't claim the other kids. They're not supposed to be here. He probably still gonna get somebody.
she still does it. If it's a viral thing, people love viral stuff. He gonna get somebody, and somebody gonna be like, "Hey, man,
based off of what he doing, somebody gonna want to mess with him because
they're gonna be stupid and say things like, he got 7 kids, he must got talent.
He's popular.
He next.
So I mean, even and I didn't even want to get stuck on this too much, but even in that same concept of just talking about the accountability for her. I mean, y'all kind of already drilled on that, but my biggest problem with this is I hold the woman more accountable for the simple fact of, now we all talk about the man should be, responsible for the condom. And as Stephanie stated, because, it's our sperm, everything that can happen when you make that choice to let anybody release their kids up in your body, you can get pregnant and potentially he not be there. So if you're allowing somebody to do those things, and there's some women out here that did it multiple times, but yet ain't no accountability being taken. Because at the end of the day, whether, I know Stephanie said the women that say they mess with him never told, that say that he didn't tell them, whether a man is telling you or not, if he does or does not want to have kids, once you decide to have unprotected sex, you know what can happen from it. And if you still decide to go through with that, I don't care if you're in the heat of the moment or not, you're accountable for everything that you decide to do. And if a man does come to you and tell you that he doesn't want the kid and he'll pay for the abortion, again, the woman has that final to say. And if you decide to keep it, I can't really say how mad you can really be at the guy for not being around for something that he did not want. If he gave you an opportunity and you decided to have it, man, sucks. I can't say I'm happy that the man is doing it, but I can't be real mad at him for not. He said what he said. Just like if a woman doesn't want to have a baby and a man does and you get pregnant, you can choose to not be a mom. Men don't have that same option, and they get flame broiled after they do the exact same thing you did, basically. So let's not point too many fingers when women do it too. If you abort a kid and you don't know if that man wanted that baby or not, she ain't no better than this man right here. So
universal accountability.
Hey, that's what I was really gonna get at.
Universal.
But Mr. Permission Slip ain't want to let me get there. He want to try to debate me on little things. Talk about the after.
What you mean? The after is the whole point.
No, it ain't.
It is. We talking about him having 7 kids. That's the after.
Yeah, that's the after effect.
That ship is sailed. That decision was made.
That's the effect. What was the cause? Was he didn't wear a condom.
They didn't wear a condom.
She don't wear condoms.
It's a female condom. Don't do that.
How many women you know wear them?
That's crazy. Sounds to me like if we both got the same options, everybody should have them. Ain't that right? Ain't that what you were saying earlier?
Hey,
what happened to universal accountability?
I didn't say there wasn't any, and I didn't say that. That was Stack Jackson stuff.
And you agreed.
Whatever. So yeah, but those are the last videos that I have. I see we got about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna actually read some accountability quotes that I found. I thought these were actually pretty good. It was quite a few of them. I was gonna just pick one, but I couldn't. I started struggling a little bit. So this one says, It is not only what we do, but also what we do not do for which we are accountable. I got two here. One says, you are the reason of your own good luck and bad luck, success and failure, happiness and pain. Your choices are responsible for your present. Don't blame someone else for your sufferings or your failures. This other one says, the man who complains about the way the ball bounces is likely to be the one who dropped it.
He ain't complaining.
Huh?
He didn't complain at all.
I ain't messing with you.
He dropped it and stabbed it and let it deflate on the court and walked off. I never dribble this motherfucker again.
You're stupid.
Took his ball and go home.
This one says, wisdom stems from personal accountability. We all make mistakes. Own them, learn from them. Don't throw away the lessons by blaming others. Man, how many did I get? I
don't know, but all I'm saying is if my whole body and life could be ruined and I wasn't able to escape a situation, and somebody said they wasn't going to help and I knew it was going to be terrible to start with, I bet I would control that situation if that ain't what I wanted. Just want to put that out there. Specifically, if it was on somebody else's dime, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost like it was on purpose.
On purpose.
Silly. Oh,
at $100, we wouldn't have these conversations so often if child support wasn't a thing.
You don't think so?
I don't believe so.
Absolutely not. I have to actually take care of this baby without assistance from either the government or another.
Oh, gotcha.
Go out here and get it. I just got to go out here and get it and make it happen. Ain't no way, because it'll be a whole lot of pill popping.
All right. So Stephanie said men push abortion like women don't die so often from abortion.
Ma'am, Plan B was an option before we got to abortion. Or you could have said, you can't get in here without your raincoat. If we gonna practice, we got to have on practice gear. It ain't game time. Like these are easy conversations, and we act as if having anything short of taking it, this doesn't happen without you volunteering. So when we're having these conversations, you're gonna get the majority of these consequences if this relationship don't work out. And even if it does, you're gonna get the majority of these consequences. But you women, some women won't do the minimum to make sure that it doesn't turn out negatively. I don't have sympathy for you if you, on the front end, allow the dangerous thing to happen. Then you decline the one thing that will save you from the consequences. And then when you're upset on the back end, I have no more sympathy left for you. This is a compounded intentional outcome. You did this on several levels. He did this one level, maybe two. But you the one who's gonna deal with this. You're gonna deal with it. It's gonna be your life. It's gonna be your body. It's gonna be everything about your existence that's gonna change. But you mad because you don't want to take a $40 pill. Deal with it. I don't give a shit.
All right. So she came back. She said, so men have no responsibility. Okay, I digress. BM are dying breed, or black men are dying breed.
Nobody is saying that. Okay, we can say that, oh, he needs to be responsible, but that's not going to change his view of it.
Bring her back. I want to see that message.
That's not.
You want to see her message?
You want to see the message? That's not gonna bring that back. It's not. We can sit here and say to us, Blue, we're sincere. You need to take care of your responsibilities. What are you gonna do with what Stack Jackson says to you?
I mean, it's my choice. So that's really, and even
I would just like that young lady to know that the vast majority of black men don't have children until late into their 30s, and y'all are having these babies pretty early in your life, comparatively speaking. So we're not necessarily a dying breed. That's not really accurate when you're saying we're a dying breed. And that still doesn't change the fact that you're making terrible decisions and compounding them and being upset about the consequences with the same types of dudes over and over and over again. And if we're dying, you're dying, madam. I don't know if you know how that works out. Like, we pair with you more than everybody else. So if we dying, more of y'all are dying. As a matter of fact, more of you are dying single and poor every year.
And she came back, said that's not true. Speak facts.
Which
sir.
part isn't? Check the Census Bureau. I literally just looked it up 2 days ago. What's up?
I believe it came across when you were mentioning the first part of your statement.
That the vast majority of us have children late into our 30s? Yeah, in our 30s. That's right. Census Bureau. You can argue with them if you want, but I think they're kind of good at stats.
And then Alyssa said Plan B ain't always effective. Got to stop saying that. She gonna take the Plan B and the baby's still gonna come.
Listen, if you do what you need to do to eliminate that possibility and it doesn't work out, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the people who make the decision to not take the pill and to not get an abortion, but they're upset that they're pregnant and that they have a kid with a dude who told you didn't want it and he's not present. That's just dumb. If you do what you can to prevent it, you're unfortunate, but that's not the same as intentionally putting yourself in that situation.
We also got to look at the fact that this is not the status quo, man. It's like we're saying that this black man got these 7 kids. That's just the norm. All y'all black men are doing this, and y'all have no response. Nah, this is one random guy.
Here's the funny part. These dudes with all the multiple kids are the ones that are causing all the problems, and y'all keep screwing.
Okay. So I'm gonna show Scott's comment real quick. Oh, wait. Dang, it bounced. Yeah, I was on his, and then this one came through. Let's see. Tanisha says, my philosophy I tell people is you shouldn't have sex, period, protected or not, with someone you couldn't see marrying or having a baby with. I agree with that 100%. Well, unprotected. Well, yeah, I get unprotected more so.
We talk about accountability. That's the highest level. If you don't see qualities in a thriving mate with that person, then doing that is pretty much the end all be all.
Yeah, and then Scott said, talking about this guy is anecdotal at best. Focusing on this will have you missing your blessings. That's funny.
I'm with him. I agree with him. Focusing on this one dude, like stuff. We all got to get better at vetting. And this is me talking. I got the. I hate to get on a high horse. I got blessed with my wife, so hey, I'm at a happy place. But everybody has to do better. We have these conversations, and they play out in the grand stage, and it's always the negative stuff that gets the most attention. This dude has 7 kids and doesn't want to take care of any of them. He may or may not tell these women anything, but what qualities are you looking at as far as like what are tiers that are going to allow you to have sex with somebody without protection? What are levels of trust? Because last time I checked, I can't look at a woman and be like, oh yeah, she definitely has herpes. I can't look at a guy and say, oh yeah, he has chlamydia. So what are our ramifications of deciding, hey, when are we going to have unprotected sex with these people? 2, do we know them well enough to do that? Because that, in a nutshell, is it. If I know you for a week, I don't know what type of mother you're going to be. I don't even know what your kitchen looks like. I just know what objective I'm trying to get done, right? So it's like the telling him saying he needs to be accountable and blah blah blah. It's not. It's like talking to a brick wall. I could talk to this leather couch right here. I could say, hey, leather couch, you need to stay like this forever. You have the responsibility to uphold everybody's spine that sits in you.
Spine.
Yeah, spine. Spinal. But at the end of the day, it's just it's not, it doesn't make sense to do that. So I agree with Scott. Like, we're talking about this one man as if we're talking about the prodigal son that is just, this is the definition of black man. That's a part of the problem. We're assuming that we're not taking care of kids when we are.
Stats say we take care of our kids. These stats say that we also have our kids when we're in our 30s.
Are you responding to a comment?
Census.gov. Y'all, she can argue with the website. I ain't gonna.
Well, I was just going. I saw her comment come up. So
we don't care who
most
you.
of my friends don't date black men anymore.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We've covered this in the show before. We don't care. It doesn't make us upset. We don't care. They can have those.
Let's see. And then she also stated, I just Google average black men have kids and it's definitely not 30. All right. So
it's right there in the chat. I put it right there in the chat.
What's in the chat? Oh, the census. Oh, you put the link in there. You should put it not in ours. You put it in there. Yeah, I'm just saying you might want to put it in there. That's for us to see. I mean,
you could put it on the screen.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Listen, bro,
you could have said that, man.
We're already at an hour. You already struggling. We're
not even at an hour yet. All right, so let me see which part. I got to pull it up. You're just going to tell me what part exactly you're wanting to see.
You can't mess it up.
No, I'm just saying, is this the only slide that you want to look at?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. This is from, I think I saw that said it was 2019 statistics. Yep. So, okay. And you said 30.
We do most of our damage somewhere between 20 and 40, but most of us are fathers by 30. Well, by 40. Let me see. So it's 24. Let me see. Let me back this up. So 15 to 19 is 24%. No, she's right. I was wrong. I read it wrong. She's right. It's 20 to 29. She is correct.
Oh, okay.
I have no problem saying when I'm wrong. Why you taking off? Let me hold my L.
Oh.
Because she got a comment and tell me that I was wrong. Don't take my moment away.
I'm not taking it away.
Because I wasn't gonna let you take it from me if I was right.
Hey. Stupid.
I'm fair with mine.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. So I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna get up off here. And then I got my last two quotes. Because I like the last two quotes. At the end of the day, because I know Stephanie, like you had mentioned, both have accountability. And like I said earlier, and I know that Alyssa mentioned about the plan B and so on and so forth. And it all could be prevented if they would just have protected sex for the most part. That's now granted, it's not 100% that's going to work, but it's a whole lot easier than doing what you're doing and just trying to accept the consequences or not accept them and putting a whole lot of blame on everybody else when you had the opportunity to not participate anyway. Both of y'all had, both men and women have an opportunity to stop. They both have an opportunity to prevent. The day you let that person in you raw, you know what you're getting yourself into each and every time you do it. So ain't nobody else's fault but yours at the end of the day. Take your accountability and let that go. Let me see what Joy said real quick, and then I'm going to try to get to my quotes and we're going to get off here. Joy said, men can wait as long as they want to have kids. Women biologically cannot. We have the best chances for being a mom in our 20s. Women have different pressures when it comes to us being a mom. We just need to make better choices in the men we choose.
I have no arguments. High five.
All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna say these two things and we're getting off here because I'm hungry and gotta go eat.
That you are.
Take accountability. Blame is the water in which many dreams and relationships drown. And this one I thought was funny because yesterday when I read it, I actually did it. And of course, it'd be even more funny now. Y'all know why. When a man points a finger at someone else, he should remember that 4 of his fingers are pointing back at him.
I hate you. Get off. I hate you. Get off. I'm hanging up. Nope. I'm goodbye. I hate you.
Hey, he's stupid for jumping off, but we are out of here. Wifey just hopped in and said, "Hey, husband. Hey, dear. We out. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate all the fun."